Well, speaking of bombs, what is it that makes America the world's greatest nuclear power? And what is it that will make it possible for us to spend $20,000 million of our taxpayers' money to put some idiot on the moon? Well, it was the great, enormous superiority of American technology, of course, as provided by our great American scientists, such as Dr. Werner von Braun. Gather round while I sing you of Werner von Braun, a man whose allegiance is ruled by expedience. Call him a Nazi, he won't even frown. Nazi schmazi, says Werner von Braun.
Werner von Braun, the rocket scientist who was affiliated with the Nazi because he is part of the elite group called the SS, owed his allegiance to Hitler back when he was still in Germany. He knows there's something wrong with being affiliated with the man who ordered the killing of millions, who ordered genocide. That man is Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler was said to be influenced by the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. And Nietzsche is a known antichrist and an atheist. And he wrote a parable called the parable of the madman. And apparently, this parable started some of the strong atheistic movements during his time. Ironically, if you read the parable of the madman, there are very important clues attached there that would give us an understanding of the implication if we remove God from the picture. I will read to you some parts of it. Have you not heard of that madman who lit a lantern in the bright morning hours, ran to the marketplace, and cried incessantly, I am looking for God, I am looking for God. As many of those who did not believe in God were standing there, he excited considerable laughter. Have you lost him then? Said one. Did he lose his way like a child? Said another. Or is he hiding? Is he afraid of us? Has he gone on a voyage? Or emigrated? Thus they shouted and laughed. The madman sprang into their midst and pierced them with his glances. Where has God gone? He cried. I shall tell you. We have killed him, you and I. We are his murderers. But how have we done this? How were we able to drink up the sea? Who gave us the sponge to wipe away the entire horizon? What did we do when we unchained the earth from its sun? Whither is it moving now? Whither are we moving now? Away from all suns? Are we not perpetually falling? Backward, sideward, forward, in all directions? Is there any up or down left? Are we not straying as through an infinite nothing? Do we not feel the breath of empty space? Now, what I want you to pay attention is when he said, who gave us the sponge to wipe away the entire horizon? What did we do when we unchained the earth? And then he talked about reference. Are we not perpetually falling? Backward, sideward, forward, in all directions. Is there any up or down left? Up or down? If you remove the standard, if you remove a point of reference, a frame of reference, and this is especially true in physics, if you don't have a frame of reference, it's difficult to determine what direction you're really going to. And if you don't know whether it is still up or down, that means you have lost your reference, you have lost your standard. A standard is needed. Listen, the implication of removing God from the picture is that there is no standard anymore. What led the Nazis to kill millions of Jews? Think about it. The horror of killing so many people, millions of them. Scholars and historians have tried to figure out the reason. They thought of different possible reasons, the root of the anger of Adolf Hitler against the Jews. But think about it. No matter the anger, No matter how much you hate someone or a group of people, will your anger be enough to kill them? Not just one person, not just two, not just 10, not just hundreds of them, not just thousands of them. What kind of emotion would it be to fuel the killing of millions? It's not the emotion, it's not the anger. I'm telling you, it's the absence of standard. Maybe you don't feel anything about it if you don't think it's bad. And you don't think it's bad because what is good? What is bad? There is no up or down. How can you call this good? How can you call this bad? Remove God from the picture and you don't have a standard. In the Nuremberg trials, it's a trial after World War II. The Nazis were tried and were declared wrong, unjust, and criminal. They did not just kill the Jews because the Jews were expendables for them. Some of them were immediately killed, but some were experimented on for the sake of science, for the sake of research. These people, these lives were experimented on as if they're things. They were treated as worse than animals. Nowadays, we care so much about animal welfare. Well, these people, these Jews, during World War II, they were treated as worse than animals. They were experimented on and then they were killed. Is that horrifying? Is that bad enough? But why is that bad? If there is no God, if there is no good, then what is bad? I remember of a story of a man who was tortured in a prison in a communist country. And he remembered that his torturers claimed again and again, there is no God, there is no damnation, there is no hell, there is no stopping them from torturing him. If there is no standard, if there is no good, then what is bad? And if there is no bad, what's stopping anyone from doing the worst to anyone? Think about it.